Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome U.S. Ambassador-Designate to the United Nations, Elise Stefanik.
Hello, America First Patriots. Are you excited to be here? It is so great to be back at CPAC with the Republican trifecta, a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and of course, President Donald J. Trump in the White House. Now, we know none of this would have been possible without you, the American people. So I want to thank you for years of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication to fire Joe Biden, elect President Trump to save America. And believe me, we know, and in fact, no one knows this better than President Trump and his entire family, that this election was not easy. The left and their loyal stenographers in the mainstream media stooped to new and disgraceful lows. They tried everything: vicious smears, unprecedented attacks on his family, unconstitutional impeachments, and illegal lawfare by a weaponized and corrupt justice system. President Trump even faced an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania. But by the grace of God, he prevailed, and we are here today. Americans know that God was truly watching over America and President Trump on that fateful day. We will always remember that day in Pennsylvania, just like we will always remember November 5th, 2024, the once-in-a-lifetime victory of the most important election in history. That was the day when President Trump delivered truly the greatest political comeback of all time, winning the popular vote with an overwhelming mandate to save America, a mandate to make America strong again, safe again, healthy again, wealthy again, and to once and for all make America great again. And President Trump has wasted no time delivering on the promises he made to the American people. He has already accomplished more in 4 weeks than Joe Biden did in 4 years. The tremendous results speak for themselves. On day one, President Trump signed hundreds of executive orders securing our border, deporting illegals, unleashing American energy, ending woke DEI policies, lowering prices, increasing accountability, and ushering in a new golden age for the American people. President Trump rightfully declared a national emergency at the border and deployed the military, including the 10th Mountain Division from my home district in upstate New York, to secure our nation. Thank you to the soldiers and their families for saving our country and protecting our borders. Climb to glory, 10th Mountain. President Trump also signed into law the Laken-Riley Act, the first bill passed by our House Republican majority in Congress. President Trump has ended catch and release, restored Remain in Mexico, restarted building the wall, and rightfully declared cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. President Trump is not only securing our nation, he is rebuilding the broken and failed Biden economy of inflation, malaise, and weakness. President Trump is putting America first by demanding fair and reciprocal trade, unleashing American energy independence, cutting regulations, and demanding the government work for we the people as President Trump DOGE's wasteful un-American spending. And this is because President Trump knows that a strong, safe, and prosperous America at home is a strong America abroad. Our economic security, our border security, our energy security is also our national security. And the world is watching as President Trump reasserts his America First, peace through strength foreign policy. And I'm so honored to have been nominated by President Trump to serve in his cabinet as the United States ambassador to the United Nations as a part of this national security team. Our team is already hard at work on behalf of the President and the American people at Turtle Bay as I finish my work to enact his agenda in Congress on behalf of my constituents and the American people. When discussing this nomination with President Trump, the President shared with me that he sees great promise in the United Nations if it focuses on its founding mission of international peace and security. Just look at President Trump's record of international peace and security in his first term. He negotiated the historic Abraham Accords, the largest step to peace in the Middle East in over a quarter of a century. President Trump's maximum pressure campaign crippled Iran's capability to threaten instability in the region. His administration marked the only time that Putin did not invade another country. And there is no question that President Trump is the president of peace and deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for the historic achievements of his first term alone. And now look at what President Trump has already accomplished in just 1 month. He secured the release of 6 American hostages in Venezuela, 2 Americans in Afghanistan, an American-Israeli citizen held in Hamas captivity, a Pennsylvania teacher in Russia, and an American citizen in Belarus. The world knows that it is only because of President Trump that the innocent hostages viciously taken by Hamas terrorists are finally coming home, including those today. And President Trump is already effectively working to bring peace to the Russia-Ukraine war to stop the bloodshed. He's restored maximum pressure on Iran and redesignated the Houthis as a foreign terrorist organization. And the world is watching as every head of state is clamoring to meet with President Trump because the world knows America First is back. And at the UN, we are already at work with President Trump delivering results. We left the WHO, which covered up the truth about COVID. President Trump terminated the America Last Paris Climate Agreement. President Trump rightfully withdrew from the UN Human Rights Council that is a corrupt farce run by the worst abusers on the planet. The Trump administration imposed sanctions on the International Criminal Court, an illegitimate court fueled by raging anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism. And a top priority that I have worked on in Congress for years, President Trump defunded UNRWA, the pro-Hamas terrorist group that committed atrocities on October 7th. And make no mistake, hear it now, as President Trump's United States ambassador to the United Nations, we will not only defund UNRWA, we will dismantle it. President Trump also reinstated the Mexico City policy to ensure our hard-earned U.S. taxpayer dollars do not support foreign organizations that perform or promote abortions around the world. The U.S. rejoined the Geneva Consensus Declaration to promote and strengthen opportunities for women and girls around the world and to protect the family as the fundamental unit of society. And of course, our U.S. embassies have been instructed to fly the beautiful American flag and only our American flag. This is moral leadership. This is strong leadership. This is President Trump's America First, peace through strength. Now, I want to ask you, let me ask you this question. Do you all remember that famous congressional hearing with the anti-Semitic university presidents from Harvard and Penn? I should say former presidents after my questions. 5 down and so many to go. And mark my words, that hearing is the type of strong moral leadership that I will deliver at the United Nations on day 1. And I know that I will be serving as the United States ambassador to the United Nations and not the other way around. And I will always stand up for the American people, American sovereignty, and our America First values. That means I will always defend America's most precious ally, Israel. I led the charge to expose the rot of anti-Semitism on college campuses, and I will lead the charge on behalf of President Trump to root out the rot of the true den of anti-Semitism, and that is the UN. This past week, we continue to see with crystal clarity that our fight to support Israel and eradicate Hamas is a fight between good and evil, light and darkness, life and death. The hearts of the world shattered to learn the horrific fate of hostages Oded Lifshitz, Shiri Bibas, and her 2 precious sons, Kafir and Ariel. The world must never forget that Hamas terrorists savagely murdered over 1,200 innocent civilians, including women, children, the elderly, and babies, and took hundreds hostage, committing unspeakable atrocities against humanity on October 7th and thereafter. And as we learn more about Hamas's evil murder leading to this devastating loss of life of these innocent victims, we must be reminded that this must not be Israel's fight alone. It will never be Israel's fight alone. The absolutely heinous display of Hamas terrorists parading the coffins of murdered Israeli babies and lying about the remains of their mother to the cheers of a barbaric, animalistic pro-Hamas mob is an affront to all of humanity. And it has never been more important to show the world's unequivocal support for Israel, and it is clear that under President Trump's leadership, America stands steadfast in support of Israel and the Jewish people, and we will not rest until every hostage is brought home and Hamas is eradicated. At the UN, I will also work with President Trump, Secretary Marco Rubio, Elon Musk, and the DOGE team to ensure every single dollar that we send to the United Nations is in line with the founding mission of actually promoting international peace and security. We will not fund terrorism, we will not fund corruption, we will not fund anti-Semitism, and we will not fund anti-Americanism. The United Nations will hear loudly and clearly that President Trump's America First, peace through strength agenda and record of results is back, and it is here to stay. President Trump has been relentless in pushing for a government that serves the interest of we, the American people, which is why he sent DOGE to protect our hard-earned U.S. taxpayer dollars. And let's take a moment to talk about DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. This initiative is as common sense and America first as it gets. And yet Democrats and the left mainstream media have spiraled into an utter state of panic, calling President Trump and Elon Musk a threat to democracy, when the truth is DOGE is a threat to the swamp's bureaucracy. DOGE is draining the swamp just like President Trump said he would. And how about this? I think we need a global DOGE. We must expose the reckless and anti-Semitic and anti-American spending at the United Nations, and we will. So get ready. We are just 1 month in, and we will continue to work together to support the greatest president in the history of our country, President Donald J. Trump, to make America great again. Thank you again to all the patriots here at CPAC and across the nation. God bless you. God bless President Donald J. Trump, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.